Okay, thanks for watching. You will see that there are no scallops in front of me because guess what? I already ate them. You can see a picture here, one of these sides. A couple of things I would have done differently, because for me actually scallops are quite hard to cook because you have to make sure you've got the right temperature, the sear, not cook them too long, not long enough. So what I would have done differently is I would have had it on a higher heat so it could get a good sear sooner and cook them a bit less. It turns out though the length of time I cooked them was perfect, but I just would have liked to get a better sear. The other thing was the very last step, I was supposed to pour in some lime juice and I totally forgot about it because I was so concerned about the wine being good. Anyway, that's it. So if you make this, don't make the same mistakes I made, and I will see you in the next one. See ya. So we're going to make the sauce now, and this bad boy here is a lemongrass. Some people are intimidated by it. I used to be, but not anymore. I'm going to show you basically how to handle this. One thing to note is if it's a good one, it's got a big fat end on it. And you'll see a lot of people chop the end off here, but there's actually a lot of good stuff in there. So there's a chef, Andrew Zimmern, I think his name is. He showed a way to hit it and just pull that bit out. So I'm going to try that. But the first thing you want to do is cut the end off, because we're not going to use that. And then you're left with this. And you want to peel some of the layers off because it's very thick and fibrous. If you're just using the lemongrass for some flavor or something that you're going to take out, like in a soup or something like that, then you don't need to worry too much about it. But we're going to actually cut this and make it as part of the sauce. Alright, I've got my beating stick. It's a piece of granite, and I'm going to hit it. If you just hit it on the root, and then see that piece came out, and you're still left with that good white stuff. And then if you just tap it around like this to bruise it up a bit, then you just slice it as thin as you can. Alright, next we're going to add in a finely chopped shallot. The shallots you get here are always round. In the UK we used to get these look like bullet shaped, but I haven't seen any of them here like that. Then we're going to grate some ginger. By the way, I advise to this part of the sauce, all these dry ingredients, to make them all before you actually cook the shallots, because once the shallots are cooked, you're kind of up against the clock because they're going to start getting cold. So if you got this bit already done, then you might just have warm scallops. All right, I'm just using a microplane grater. Let's grate the ginger. Okay, so as the title of this dish is spicy coconut, lemongrass, pan-seared scallops. Anyway, read the description. The word spicy is in there, so we need to use some of this chili. And for this, you can just use however much you think you want. This particular one I'm using is pretty hot, so I won't be using too much. Maybe about that is good. And just kind of chop it up a bit finer. This one's very hot actually, I can already smell it. Alright, and then we're going to add the zest of a lime. You can use the same grater you use for the ginger. Okay, while I've got the lime out, I'm going to take the juice for it. And of course I've got this fancy machine to make it easy. Okay, so that's it for the dry ingredients for the sauce. Now we're going to add the wet ingredients to the pan and deglaze it, add this other stuff and finish up the dish. See you soon. Okay, so off camera I seasoned the scallops. One of the most important things you have to do is make sure they are like bone dry as they can be, because otherwise what will happen is you won't get a good sear. And also there's a flat side and a not flat side. You want to cook the flat side down first because that's the side that's going to be cooking the longest and you want to get the sear on it. So I just used salt, Himalayan pink salt and white pepper. So what we're going to do is we're going to heat up the pan, medium. All right, and the oil that I'm using is coconut oil. And if you watch my videos later, I'm going to show you how to make your own coconut oil. Wow. I've got my grease splash guard ready, just in case. And I've got some giant chopsticks. So you heat the oil until you get some kind of shimmer to it, some kind of like, it'll look more reflective, shiny. You don't want it smoking because that's too hot. But you definitely want the pan hot, that's why I'm using this cast iron pan. Just make sure you've got a good coating of oil on the bottom. And if you touch the oil with a wooden chopstick and you see a little like bit of bubbling around it, then you got the right heat. Okay. So when you put these in, very important, don't touch them. Just let them sit there. Don't crowd the pan and don't touch them. Let them cook for 2 minutes. Because what's happening is we're trying to get a crust forming on the bottom. Now I don't know if you know this, but wine is quite expensive in Malaysia. I'm going to use some of it in my dish here, but it's very important, maybe the most important, to make sure that the wine tastes good. Cheers. Now you do have to be careful with the scallops because if you overcook them they can turn into little pieces of rubber. So be careful with that. Okay, you're going to add butter. And then we're going to turn them, and same thing, don't touch them. And for this side you're just going to cook them for like a minute. Now you can see these are the ones I was touching earlier to test them. They don't have as good of a sear. These ones here I didn't touch have a much better sear. So that's why you don't want to touch them. Okay. So now we turn down the heat and we're going to make our sauce. So I'm going to put in the dry ingredients that we cut earlier. And we're going to splash in some wine to deglaze the pan. And what that's going to do is it's going to get all those little juicy, delicious, crispy bits on the bottom of the pan, and that'll end up in your sauce. So we just let that cook for a minute. The truth is I put too much wine in, so that's why it's quite liquidy. Apparently I don't have much control about wine. But no biggie, the scallops are still warm, and when they go into the sauce, which I'll show you, the sauce will be hot, so we should all be good. Alright, this is palm sugar, add that. And this is coconut milk / cream. I'm going to produce a video showing you how to make this from your own coconuts. And then this is fish sauce. Sounds yuck, but it's actually pretty delicious when you make food with it. And then we're going to just cook this down until it gets thicker. And don't forget to taste test your stuff either. Okay, so that's good enough thickness for the sauce. And there we have it. Pan-seared scallops in a spicy coconut lemongrass sauce.